Finally done it. Joe Biden has officially signed a new executive order into law, and the White House has actually confirmed this plan will help millions of low income. And now, so everybody, today today Joe Biden signed an executive order. It issues more than 50 directives across nearly every cabinet level agency in an effort to expand access to long-term care and childcare. Joe Biden called the executive order the most comprehensive set of actions any administration has ever taken to increase access to high-quality childcare and long-term care and support for the caregivers. The president said the order doesn't require any new spending and that it will ensure taxpayers will get the best value for the investments they've already made. But the directives will be funded out of existing commitments, possibly including last year's laws, financing infrastructure projects, and building computer chip plants. That is likely meaning their impact would be limited to some extent. The Democratic president was far more ambitious in 2021 by calling to provide more than $425 billion to expand child care, improve its affordability, and boost wages. Now today, Biden has also called for more money for the care economy in his 2024 budget plan. It draws a sharp line with Republicans who are seeking limits on spending, and a director of the White House Domestic Policy Council has even told reporters that the executive order shows that Biden isn't waiting for Congress to act. A growing demand for care services is glowing largely unfulfilled, preventing many Americans from entering the workforce, and as a result, the United States is projected to lose about $290 billion annually in gross domestic product if action is not taken. The cost of childcare has soared more than 26% over the past decade and more than 200% over the past 30 years. The cost of home caregiving for our seniors has also gone up in the past 40 years by 40%, and Joe Biden is actually directing the Department of Health and Human Services to reduce or eliminate family co-payments for child care activities. The order directs the Department of VA to improve access to home-based care for veterans who need at-home support for daily activities. The order directs the federal government to conduct a review of child care and subsidy policy, considering setting the standards for when and how the federal agencies should provide child care subsidies to federal employees. And because the Department of Health and Human Services will also create new rules to make Medicaid payments for home care services more transparent, they want to ensure a greater share of Medicaid funding when it reaches home-based workers. Now, Republican Representative Chip Roy says he'll be pushing House Republicans to unwind parts of the Inflation Reduction Act as part of a deal that will raise debt limit and debt ceiling and cut the federal spending. A House Freedom Caucus member who's been a central figure in the negotiations told News that he wants Republicans to strip the Green New Deal subsidies from President Biden's flagship Inflation Reduction Act that was passed last Congress. And the White House spokesperson Andrew Bates has again been against the proposal. In a statement, he said that by targeting the Inflation Reduction Act, Republicans are threatening to hold American jobs and retirement savings hostage by engaging in a dangerous brinksmanship. Kevin McCarthy has already announced a speech that House Republicans take a vote that raises that ceiling for 1 year, while capping the federal spending at the fiscal year 2022. Experts say the U.S. has roughly until the summer to come up with a plan to address this debt limit before they're at risk of being unable to borrow more to pay the bills. McCarthy added the bill would limit subsequent spending increases to just 1% over the next decade. So folks, I just want to see President Biden do more for the American people and send out stimulus checks. Do you think he will do this in 2023? Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I hope all of you guys are having a great day so far. So in this video, I'll be sharing the latest stimulus news and information with you. Some Americans are going to receive more stimulus relief money than others, and Congress also wants to get a new spending bill passed before the August recess. This is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I hope all of you guys are having a great day. Now before we get into the video, feel free to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. On this channel, I always do my best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check news. So folks, be sure to subscribe.
The last time the economy grew at this rate was in 1984, and Ronald Reagan was telling us it's morning in America. Well, it's getting close to afternoon here. The sun is coming out. At the time, the CBO revised their long-run deficit projections down as a share of GDP. They just have done. So the American Rescue Plan is strengthening our financial position, and it grows our economy.
Now, fault lines in the Democratic Party are becoming increasingly evident as President Biden pushes forward with a bipartisan infrastructure deal, drawing the ire of some progressive lawmakers who want the White House to pursue a far more ambitious spending package. President Biden, folks, just announced a $973 billion infrastructure plan with support of centrist Republicans and Democrats. But the measure falls short of the left-wing demands for trillions of dollars in new funding to combat climate change, expand healthcare, and establish free community college, as well as bolster childcare. Folks, Joe Biden initially suggested that he would veto the pared-down spending bill if Democrats in Congress did not simultaneously pass a larger reconciliation bill. But facing an uproar from Republicans, he clarified that he would sign the agreement if passed on its own. And although Biden has pledged to continue fighting for additional spending on so-called human infrastructure, his retraction raised concern among some progressives who questioned the legitimacy of that commitment. With their incredibly slim majorities in the House and Senate, Democrats face a delicate balancing act in pursuing their so-called two-track agenda, approving both a bipartisan deal and a reconciliation package that could cost several $7 trillion, or they risk losing support of either moderate or progressive members. Now, everybody, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a leading progressive voice, and she has urged President Biden to avoid being limited by Republicans on his economic agenda. Folks, what do you think about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Do you think it is right for her to push for a fourth stimulus check? And do you support a fourth stimulus check, folks? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Now, during a recent interview, Ocasio-Cortez said Sunday, "In those areas where there is agreement, Republicans are more than welcome to join so that we can get work on this infrastructure done. But that doesn't mean the president should be limited by Republicans, particularly when we have a House majority. We have 50 Democratic senators and we have the White House." What do you think about this, everybody? Do you believe that President Biden is doing a good job in helping out the American people? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And now in the state of Utah, CBS News reported that Utah has received the largest stimulus checks in the third round of direct payments, with an average of $2,700 being sent to residents. The IRS recently reported that it has sent almost $390 billion in direct aid to about 164 million U.S. households, noting that it is continuing to send checks to eligible people who recently filed tax returns or who are owed extra money under the relief plan. The IRS also broke down its payments so far by state and income group, providing insights into which Americans are receiving the most from the latest round of aid. Because the payments are based on the number of eligible people in each household, as well as individuals' income,